Hi everyone! After my recently finished pictures like Pale Medusa or Sick Rose, I decided that I need a switch, that I want to color something extremely bright and optimistic. And my obvious choice was one of the books by Dennis Klett. I decided to check how are my gnomes during spring. They are dutifully staying in lockdown still, but definitely spring has arrived and they are having some fun on this picture. I love this book because I don't have to think much about shading. I can play with various, even the most brightest colors which I can imagine. And sometimes I love to try those color combos which I don't tend to use much in many of my other books. And I also love that here I can use various mediums. And I especially appreciate that I can use pencil brands which I don't use often in other books, but I own them and I want to use them from time to time. So my first goal for today's coloring will be to create background and also color for the tree, which will be different from my previous pictures in this book. So as my previous picture had pale sky in pastel colors and simple brown tree trunk, today I will be doing extremely bright blue background. I selected two shades of Neocolor crayons. Maybe they don't look that well together. Sapphire blue and turquoise blue are quite contrast colors, but in the end, by mixing their pigment, I got quite bright sky and it exactly what I wanted from this picture. I wouldn't dare to use similar color of the sky in any of the realistic landscapes, but here it helped me to create first step to the cheerful atmosphere of the gnome's house. One of the reasons why I decided to color this page is because each and every of the gnomes is staying on its own tree branch, so they are also on self-isolation, and I decided that it will be fun to color it. As for colored pencils, which I want to use here, I will be mixing a little bit of Arteza and a little bit of Black Widow. I really want to use them and I never have proper opportunity to use them. I always tend to use polychromos or Prismacolors. Here all details are quite small, so all pencils will behave nicely, and also this picture requires bright colors, and it's exactly what Arteza can be very helpful. I think that even if you don't have Arteza or Black Widow, you can easily find similar colors to those which I selected for the tree, for the flowers, and for the gnomes. When I did a very rough work of applying Neocolor crayons to the background, I started to dissolve it. I tried to use as little water as possible and not to move pigment that much, but I mixed a little bit of blue and turquoise blue pigment. And later, after everything dried, in all those areas where I wasn't very happy with color transitions and where there were visible stains, I covered paper with first layer of Arteza pencils. It's nice to have big set of pencils. You always can find exact shade of the pencil which will be almost completely similar to the color of the watercolors or neocolors which you used for the background, so you will be able to correct your small mistakes or fill in small spaces which you have missed when you were coloring your background. As usual, after my page dried completely, I ironed it, and only after it was completely flat, I started to work with pencils. This time, instead of the brown tree trunk, I decided to mix a little bit of green, olive green, and a little bit of brown, so tree is more to the greenish side. And all the leaves are extremely bright green. I selected a lime fruit pencil from Black Widow's set, and it helped me to create a very fresh color of the leaves, exactly like we have during first days of spring. Next, I decided that it would be nice to color flowers using acrylic paints. I don't like that much that in many pictures of Dennis Klett, all flowers are drawn with very thick lines. I prefer petals of the flowers to be drawn with thin lines, and that's why I decided that I'd better cover all flowers with pastel colors of acrylic paints. You will see that I will use various shades of violet, pastel yellow and pastel peach colors for big flowers, and also I tried to draw tiny pale pink flowers, something like cherry blossom around big flowers, and in this way I tried to create atmosphere of the tree in full blossom during springtime. I hope that you will enjoy this first part where I did the whole background, and that you will join me in the second part where obviously I will be coloring gnomes. I thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful springtime even in lockdown, and just like these gnomes that you have nice time staying at home.